All right, so here's my top takeaways from Die with Zero by Bill Perkins. First off, the title just offends me immediately because that's against everything that I've ever thought of about wealth management. I've always been this, like, let's keep wealth growing forever, keep it compounding, leave this huge financial legacy behind when you die. And just the title, Die with Zero, says the opposite of that. I like this book because it challenged all of my sacred cows about personal finance. And I realized I had a lot more in common with the author than I thought. And I'd already been kind of living some of his ethos out, but this just put it into words in a unique way. So some of my top takeaways were, first off, just not being obsessed with net worth. So that was a sacred cow I think I had to slay. If I've got my cash flow needs covered for the rest of my life, where I'm never going to be poor, broke, impoverished, then the big number stuff should be dealt with before I die. And that's kind of the point of the book. It means if you're going to give tons of money away, give it while you're alive, because while you're alive, you'll get the most enjoyment out of it. He also makes the point that you can't be generous when you're dead. And I think that was a fun point to make. And so he says, if you're going to give big money away, give it away while you're alive. And then that also brings your giving forward into the present, where it can do the most benefit for humanity, and you get to see it benefit humanity at the same time. So give early, give often, and your inheritance is a different way to think of it too. Most people just leave their kids stuff when they die, but when people are living to 80, 90 years old, your kids are 60, 70 when they receive their inheritance. And you think about it. Is that going to change your life at that point? You're probably already retired. And when you really needed money was when you were probably 20, 30, 40 years old, when you're getting started in life. And so what he encourages you to do is to start giving at younger ages to your kids. And that was already on my heart for my kids. And so it just inspired me to think of, like, how can I be giving my kids their inheritances throughout their life when it's in the most meaningful years, when it'll make the longest term, biggest impact on their lives. And it's making me think, yeah, I want to help them earlier in life versus just giving them a big pile of money when they're 60 years old, and hopefully by that point won't need it. So that was a big impact from the book. It also made me understand kind of like dividing my bucket list stuff, the things I want to do before I die, into age appropriate buckets. And I think that he really slays the bucket list sacred cow, which I'm a big proponent of having a bucket list. But I also live a life that means we don't know how long we have. Like, we don't know when we're going to die. I've always known that because I almost died. Those that know me, I was in a plane crash when I was 20 years old that should have killed me. It's a miracle that I'm here. So I know life is short, and I don't take any day of my life for granted. And so I create a bucket list, but I don't just put it off to when one day I retire, I'm going to do all this stuff. I'm always trying to do them throughout my life. And I believe a good year, every year, you're checking off some before I die items, because again, we never know when our time's up. But he really helped refine that strategy and make it more age appropriate buckets, and really think about health span and like when to do the different things on your bucket list. And some of the more expensive, more physically demanding things, it's scary to do them while you're young, but you need to do them while you're young, or else you will never be able to do them if you wait till you're too old. And so he really makes you think about all those things. I encourage everyone to read Die with Zero. It's not an exact playbook that you have to follow, but I guarantee you it will slay some sacred cows. It will challenge your thinking, and you're going to get some aha takeaway from it that will change your financial future.